All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back for part 2 of The Hobbit. Unexpected Journey, right? I don't know. I'm ready to watch. Welcome.
Yeah, so we're watching the second half right now of Unexpected Journey, and then we will not be watching anymore tomorrow night. We're going to do it next Friday and Saturday for those that can make it. And Tori will be showing up later, and yeah. So where we last left off, we Azog just sent the wolves out from Weathertop, and so now we're about to start.
Yes.
Again, I am Andrew Meredith. This is my wife Patricia Meredith. This is her channel.
Sorry.
And we are joined. We'll go in reverse order this time by special guests: Bigwit.
Yeah.
Andrew of Andrew's Wizardly Reads.
Yeah.
And
there we go.
The Meredith. No.
I'm Patricia.
Yeah. I have to pull a hat. I can't be Andrew Meredith.
Nico from Nico's Book Reviews and my wife Layla. And we're starting at the scene where it's still showing Rivendell.
Yeah, like they're going to leave Rivendell now. And it looks like you can see the shards of Narsil.
Yes.
So scene 9. Oh, you're not watching physical, are you, Andrew? I was going to say it's scene 19, but
yeah, no, we're watching.
Yeah, no, it's just I see Elrond walking towards a building, saying, "I do not believe Thorin Oakenshield."
All right.
Okay.
So we'll start now.
So just a reminder, if you're joining us, we are watching the extended version, and Nico and Andrew are watching the standard version.
So you'll see us playing some catch up.
Yes.
So
we'll just check in to see where everybody's at. So.
Okay.
All right.
Ready?
Let's start.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Maybe.
There it goes.
You know, something that occurs to me is that Aragorn is alive.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So.
Why they didn't have him?
Because he would have been just a boy.
Oh.
Because Aragorn is 83 years old, and this is 60 years old.
He'd have been like 23.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you when you're 23.
We got married when I was 21. It's way too young.
Oh.
I
would have liked to have gotten married when I was 21.
I'm just going to keep making music references, apparently.
Yeah, Sue, wrong place. Right now, they have not even left Rivendell yet.
It's
for us,
scene 19 on standard, scene 21 on extended, I think.
Okay. For us, Bilbo's looking around.
R.I.P. Christopher Lee.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Andrew's still slightly.
Really?
We're looking at Galadriel right now.
Anita's here.
Saruman has not shown up yet.
Hi, Anita.
Give away.
There she
Anita, just so you know.
Well, Anita, you didn't join us last night, so you missed all the craziness.
There was lots of Nimue.
There was a ton of Nimue.
Yeah, Dean and Sue on Hulu, you probably can't skip, but that is the standard.
To be fair, there's always a ton of Nimue.
So like we're at Galadriel?
We're catching up, and we just saw the shot of Galadriel, and that is such a shot.
Yeah.
So one of the cool things I recently learned is that technically Saruman in the books never joins Sauron. He instead decides to try and take control of the ring to fight Sauron, but gets ultimately corrupted.
Yeah.
Which is basically the same thing, but not quite.
Right. But yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Slightly different.
Which is what allows Gandalf the Grey to ascend to become Gandalf the White.
Because he's replacing him, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a whole thing where like he couldn't travel, right, Christopher Lee? So he's filmed separately in a different location.
He was very old there at this point.
We did start the movie already. We're not too far. It's only been like a couple minutes.
We're with Gandalf, Saruman, Galadriel, and Elrond chatting around the table.
I think he died 3 years after this.
Yes.
Well, he was originally supposed to be Gandalf because Tolkien wanted him to play Gandalf if they ever made a movie. Because he actually knew Tolkien. But he felt he was. Is what?
Yes, okay, we have started, and right now we're at the Council of Wizards and Elves.
Lee was a cousin to Fleming.
That's right.
Not Tolkien.
He wasn't related to Tolkien, but he knew Tolkien.
But he was related to Ian Fleming.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Christopher
Lee?
It's surmised there's a chance that James Bond was based on Christopher Lee and the life he had as. So the fact that knowledge, doesn't that mean that James Bond now needs to age up and join a death metal band and become a wizard?
Who said he didn't already?
That's right.
I mean, in the books. Someone needs to write the spin-off of James Bond becoming a death metal band screamer. Well,
you know, I've never really noticed that they've singled out Christopher Lee, but it's most assuredly he is filming separately than the other three.
Yeah.
Yeah. No eye contact, barely moving.
I mean, the man was old. That's where, for the original trilogy, he felt he was too old to play Gandalf. And then, I mean, coming back for this too, he was quite old. I can't imagine. I'm sure he's
going to the West.
Yeah. I can't imagine anybody else playing Saruman though, because he did kill that role.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he could have made Gandalf work, but I the casting, I just feel like trying to switch it, I don't feel like would work as well. I don't know.
I still remember finding out that Ian McKellen was gay. Because when I grew up, people were like, Ian McKellen's gay. And I was like, no, you're telling me Gandalf? Gandalf the Wizard? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, I couldn't make the idea gel in my brain until somebody sent me video of him dancing on a car during a pride parade. And I was just like, that is Sir Ian McKellen. Okay, fair enough. I think I was like 16 when I finally found out.
Galadriel has big kind of White Witch vibes in this scene.
Yeah.
They are at the stone table.
Yeah.
That's true.
She would have made a great White Witch.
She would. She's ageless. Man, she looks exactly the same.
Now the question is, who wins, Aslan or Sauron?
I think Aslan's overrated.
I still need to actually read those books. I'm pretty sure I read a couple when I was like a wee child.
You've never read Narnia?
I not in like its entirety.
Okay.
I'm positive I read some when I was a kid, but like I also grew up on the animated movie. I've seen that thing so many times. But
Erudite, we are just about to finish up the council with Elrond, not Council of Elrond, but the other Council of Elrond. Morgoth.
I need to pause because the dwarves are currently leaving where I'm at.
They're just starting to walk along the mountain path.
That's where we are.
Just now.
Wide shot.
Not yet.
See the mountains, beautiful
now,
trees.
Wide shot right now. Yeah, you're only a few seconds.
That's either New Zealand or Washington State.
Wide shot. Okay. Yep. Dwarves are walking.
Yeah, we're all pretty close.
Yeah, there we go.
I do love, like, I know people complain about Lord of the Rings being so much walking, but like that scenery, like, come on.
Well, that's what the books are. They're journeys. So
yeah.
I couldn't read this being described to me. That would just go easily.
They're very detailed.
And that's why I don't think I will ever read them. Like, I can read some detail, but if you're going on a 10-page tangent about a cloth that's laying on the ground, I'm out.
The Hobbit doesn't do that.
Right.
The Hobbit is a very short book. It was meant for children.
Yes.
To be able to read it.
I'm a
That's
cheater.
why you can listen to Gollum narrate it for you.
Yep.
That's who narrates them.
It's very good. I re-listened to The Hobbit last year, and it was this year, last year. I don't know. It was amazing. I hadn't read it in 10, 15 years, and it was amazing to come back to it.
I had to yell at her dogs. They were barking. Scared them away. I'm sorry, Anita. She'll come back.
They'll be back. So was that last part of
ICT commenting on there really was no context. But I mean, yeah, like literal God versus lesser angel Sauron does make sense. I was going to say Aslan or Smaug, but
yeah. Oh, I love Aslan. Aslan. I just want to put my hands in his mane. That's probably why we have the dog we do.
That's true.
Now, at the time that this is taking place, Gandalf is only, I say only lightly, but I mean, in the terms of him being in Middle Earth, he's only been there for like, what, 750 years? I think.
That's beyond my skis. I do feel like they were trying to put some romantic tension into the scene with Galadriel, which I feel is a little weird.
I'm ignoring it.
Oh, Galadriel and Gandalf.
Gandalf is like a Ken doll.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Well, they're all like angelic. They're like, right?
Yeah, they're angelic beings.
Yeah,
right?
They
Yeah.
the Istar are angels. I appreciate that we still got the same level of soundtrack.
Yeah.
For these, that he poured as much soul into this one as he did Lord of the
This is Elfman, right?
No. Howard Shore.
Howard Shore.
Howard Shore did
Yeah.
did all six.
Yeah. It's due. I mean, the soundtracks are so great. And I mean, I feel like I've heard the Lord of the Rings songs for so much longer that I still prefer them more, but if you really just listen, the score is phenomenal in these movies too.
And same but different. Not in a not in a John Williams way.
Yeah.
Where every John Williams song is just a different version of the same song.
We just rewatched Indiana Jones, and it was like you start singing along with it, and you're like, oh no, wait, is this Star Wars or Indiana Jones?
Yeah. But Howard Shore, even in this, he swapped out the Fellowship theme for the Dwarven chorus, and it works so well as its own thing.
John Williams is amazing too. I'm sad he retired. I got to see him live, probably 5-6 years ago.
Oh wow!
And cool. it was absolutely amazing.
Oh,
he's funny, man.
Smashing
really
heads
funny.
Other cast
like him with like an orchestra. So
yeah, he had an orchestra behind him.
Oh wow!
He came in the Indianapolis Symphonic Orchestra, performed a lot of the music. It was great. He told a lot of jokes.
He's done a lot. He's got extensive.
He told Spielberg for Schindler's List that he needed a better composer, and Spielberg said, "I know, but they're all dead."
That is such a great quote. Now, who wins between giant rock monster?
More fun.
1000% rock monsters. Are you kidding me?
They're pretty slow moving, though.
Yeah, but they can't really get burned to death. They're rock.
You can melt rock.
So how come there aren't rock monsters in Lord of the Rings when they go?
Because they
out?
all died in this battle. I don't know.
I can't help but unsee that they're just rock and sock.
I think there are when they're trying to go through the passes and stuff starts going wrong for them. That's part of the
Sauron.
Well, it's Sauron and the fact that the area is littered with rock golems.
Oh, okay.
If I I mean, feel free to correct me on that, but
I'm going off the movies, not the books. You've definitely read the books more recently than me.
I could be making up.
He in the chat, tell us the answer. He'll know for sure.
I could be making up Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, but I think that is part of the issue of why they never wanted to go through the high passes in the first place.
Okay.
I don't understand how people like Lord of the Rings better than these movies. These are iconic.
Is it superior in every way?
Oh, stop it. I can't even listen to you. These movies don't have Elijah Wood.
Well, this one does.
Stop it. Most of them do not have there is one Elijah Wood that I will take. And
only one of these movies doesn't have Elijah Wood.
Not to the extent that's in the Lord of the Rings movie. And they have Martin Freeman.
For the audience watching, they just entered the cave.
For us.
For us, anyway.
Oh,
you're slightly ahead of us somehow now.
Okay.
We jumped a little bit because,
Oh.
We'll wait a second.
We're still with everybody hanging off the side of the mountain.
Okay.
But they're about to go in.
Okay, now they're in the cave for me.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, we're right about there. We're just a few seconds behind Andrew, so.
Okay.
I mean Figlet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if Bolg is in this movie or in the last one. I'm pretty sure it's this one.
He's in the last one.
Is it?
Bolg?
The last movie? Or is he?
Bolg!
Yeah.
He's a particularly ugly orc.
That's why I couldn't
as
name
a
Manson that, because Manson.
I mean, I've shown you comparisons of Bolg's face and Manson's face. They're not that far off.
Also, today is Manson's birthday. He's 5 today, excuse me.
And T says that, the stone giants are not in Lord of the Rings. But they are, and they are not these massive monsters. They're giants. So it's different than how they do it in the movies. I want that back.
Goblin shenanigans. Here we come.
I want.
Is he gonna go
My
home?
question is, how can you smell that they took the mountain pass?
Because it's presumed the dwarves.
I know I'm being facetious because they're just assuming, but he's so confident. Like, we smell them right here. They took the mountain pass.
Maybe that's the obvious direction from where it is. You don't know what he's about.
Frodo's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
You probably should have slept closer to the exit.
Piercing eyes. Yeah.
I love his eyes.
Crap, that was a racist comment.
They're whispering.
Oh,
I love his hat. Is he the one who's also in Lord of the Rings?
No, that's Dory or Ori
No, the one
with
who
the star head.
No, the one who also plays. He
Everything.
plays everything.
Correct.
Is this one?
No,
it's this guy.
No, this one's a comedian. The one with the red star. He has 2 beards, 2 hair, 1 hair, so he's a star. He's redhead, and he's he's Sharky. He plays Sharky, the orc that dies as Aragorn goes over the edge, and he's in like multiple times in each movie because he's a stuntman.
Right.
And and he's been working with Peter Jackson since he was just doing horror, and so he basically rewarded him and said, "You get to be a character who's in every scene now for the whole movie."
None of them got on those spikes.
But unlucky for them, Bomber came last.
Bomber was last.
You know, you would think the dwarves would realize that the stone has been messed with.
I mean, they did it while they were sleeping, probably. I guess now the trapdoors, though. You would think they would notice that.
While You Were Sleeping is a very different movie.
I'm also pretty sure they all would have died from that fall, though.
The falling damage, they took a lot of it.
Right.
Yep.
That one?
Goblin screaming.
Absolutely roll the 20.
Yeah.
For his sneak.
That was a nat 20 with advantage.
Absolutely.
Right.
So what do you want to do? There's nowhere to run and hide. Can I just duck down?
We don't really care about him. I mean, well,
I feel like compared to the other goblins, this one was designed to look like somebody at Weta because the face looks different.
Yeah.
From the other goblins. Okay, falling damage.
Like, yes.
Falling damage.
How does he still get sting? I know, but
Kind of like how
apart
Gandalf fell
from
with the
him,
Balrog and he still got his staff and
still
sword.
got a staff.
all the way
That's
down.
true. Indiana Jones gotta get his hat.
Yep.
I mean, this part of the cave does feel very Indiana Jones, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ancient temple in disrepair.
Talk about instant death. Like 1/3 of that was enough to kill a full-grown human, let alone a hobbit.
Well, it's kind of like in Mario when you eat the small mushroom and it shrinks you, and you don't take as much damage when you fall.
I'm not an expert in physics.
Neither. Oh,
Well, that sounds wrong. Look at this distinguished gentleman. Isn't he corpulent?
Good word.
You need to
I
see a
feel like-
doctor. That is quite clearly a cancerous growth.
I feel like they just took from the old Men in Black movies, the Balchinians.
Yes.
Gross.
Bilbo has not met Gollum yet. That's what's about to happen.
But the Goblin King is living his best life.
Why does everybody immediately on site know who Thorn is?
I know, because it's not like they have pictures.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, look, it's Thorin. When was the last time you got out of this mountain, you fat, buggy, ugly dude?
Right.
he's a good-looking man. Everyone's gonna know who he is.
And how would you possibly find this person? Via messenger service? He's currently hunting. You know, when you wake up next to that, you know you've been on a bad bender.
So are we with Bilbo?
I'm with Gollum.
Gollum, yeah.
Looking at the.
Getting ready to eat the goblin.
Creeping in right now. For me.
Yes. So T found the answer to how old the Astaris are.
And there's the ring.
There it is.
So, Andrew, Erudite says that they've been around for 2,000 years. The Astari.
Okay. I know that they weren't around for the war with Sauron, so they came in sometime after that.
Yeah, I think that was 3,000 years before current date.
Because I think Gollum's had it for 300 to 500 years.
Yeah.
And then it was lost for 2,500 years prior to that. And then Gandalf's race showed up sometime after the war.
4,700 years before the Hobbit.
Uh,
There it is. And his buckets is.
Wasn't it? This is the first thing they filmed. And it was like a week long.
What was it?
Hi, Tori.
Oh,
she's
Hello.
Thank you. Hello.
L'Oreal.
Hi.
Welcome. We're at
It's a little
Gollum.
bit too much like L'Oreal, and so now I'm just looking at your hair.
Oh, it's super summer frizz status, so don't look too
That
close.
was my head bounces off a lamp. Let's move that. That's dangerous.
We're about to start the riddle game with Gollum.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what.
Gollum just found Bilbo.
Okay.
Bless us and splash us, precious.
Scene 25, maybe.
So you guys already went through the trolls or the goblins?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
He sang his song.
Like he's pointing Sting at Gollum right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree, T. It is my favorite, one of my favorite chapters ever. My favorite part to read with the kids. They quote back the riddles to us.
Put your boot.
He's a lot healthier having not, he still has the ring. This one.
Oh, that's
so he's
true.
healthier because he hasn't gone 80 years
Got it.
after it, looking for it.
Yeah. That's true. Oops.
Oh, Tori put on the ring.
Yep. Like he's trying to make a deal with a 3-year-old.
Yes.
About to throw a tantrum.
Are you kidding? Gollum is much more agreeable than a 3-year-old.
Yeah, true.
Not your 3-year-old, Andrew. Yours is perfect.
Layla, I'm glad you're blinded by her radiant personality.
I love her so much.
Oh, I do too. I didn't say I didn't.
You can love a person and not like them sometimes.
Shout out to Andy Serkis, completely revolutionizing acting.
Yes. I still need to watch more of the Planet of the Apes movies. I've only seen.
I haven't seen any of them. I want to.
The only Planet of the Apes movies that I have seen are the originals.
The original 3.
Yeah.
I believe
You damn dirty
I've
apes.
seen all 3 of the new ones. They are quite good.
Are they?
I know I've seen the first 2, and I'm pretty sure I've seen the 3rd one.
I don't even think I saw the Mark Wahlberg one.
That's okay.
I actually kind of like that one, even though it's not part. It's not part of the canon though. The new ones with Andy Serkis are prequels to the originals.
Oh, okay.
With the prequels today.
Gollum's facial expressions while he's trying to think of something is me at least 5 times a day.
Yeah.
Trying to remember what I came into the room for is actually what? No. Got it? No.
Of course.
T, why would you bring up Jar Jar Binks when we're talking about Gollum? That's uncalled for.
Well,
Uncalled for.
What do you got against Jar Jar Binks?
I have ears.
I don't hate him as much as everybody else seems to. Like, he's not my favorite, but
I mean, he's just annoying. I don't really have a I don't hate him. He's just annoying.
Alethea, I was gonna say too, if somebody ever like was gonna bet me my life for riddles, I'd be in serious trouble.
yeah.
I get what you mean that it's built on that.
Really good at
Like, he
riddles and
revolutionized it, and this was such a masterpiece performance.
Andy Serkis.
Yes.
Yes.
Enough that he started his own studio and
Well,
now he runs. He
and
basically
all the
does it.
technology had to be built on something
Right.
previous. It's how they brought it all together.
Have you guys seen the videos of Benedict Cumberbatch in his motion capture suit, though? Because they're hilarious.
No, the funniest thing about Benedict Cumberbatch is listening to him to pronounce penguin.
Yep.
Pronounce what?
Penguin.
What?
Penguin.
When?
You can't say penguin.
Okay, really?
He says penguin.
Most of my riddles are
Really, T.
Now I want to know.
same.
Exactly, Alethea. I need a riddle book. Always
Yep,
keep one
for,
on hand.
for if you happen to go into a
Yeah.
cave.
It's like carrying a towel, right? He probably has a towel on
Yeah.
him.
Well, you know he does.
Yes,
He has to
exactly.
carry a
He
towel.
has to carry
Yeah.
a towel.
He's Ford Bre- or what's his name? No, Ford
Yeah.
Rex's
No,
name.
poor. Yeah.
He
that's,
plays
Oh my gosh.
That's a great movie.
Yes.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
You seen
Oh
that?
my god, that movie's terrible.
Hitchhikers? It's so good.
Yes.
The new one or the original one from the 70s?
It's Martin Freeman. It's
That's the only reason I agreed to watch that movie, and I hated it
Fantastic.
so much.
I actually started watching the 70s version, and it was weird, but it actually was pretty cool.
So absurd.
For what?
Hitchhikers, the original BBC series.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
it was too close
it's
to the
really
book.
bad.
I actually like the Martin Freeman ones.
I do
Yeah,
too.
I like the Martin Freeman one.
I
wish
do
they had
like.
done more.
I like that movie more than the book for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like.
I've read the first 4 of Hitchhikers,
Yeah.
and I don't get it.
Yeah.
It goes just a little too hard on the absurdity, I think.
Yeah. It's a certain type of humor.
But
It's like Alice in Wonderland. It's just it's bizarre, and if you know what all the references are, it's funnier. But yeah, the Adams does a lot of hand waving.
I think Tolkien gave Gandalf the wrong name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he should have been Deus Ex Machina, personally. Like, if you count how many times Gandalf shows up with light just at the right time in the entire franchise, pretty impressive.
You must be. Are you at the goblin fight?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're a little ahead.
We're just finishing up Gollum.
Oh, really? With the riddles?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. I did not click the right area.
Like he's about to figure out right now that Billo's got the ring.
Yeah.
What has it got in its pockets, says Andrew?
And clearly not underwear or pockets. I don't know what Gollum's looking for.
Yeah. I know.
He's wearing a loincloth.
I do. I've seen a joke that, like, considering he only wears a loincloth and how acrobatic he is, like, Frodo and Sam had to
we
see
don't
some
get flashed
stuff.
on a regular basis.
They had to see some stuff they did not want to see.
I want to know where he kept the ring, or I don't want to know where he kept the ring.
It did show it was like in a little pouch on his waist when it dropped out.
Sure.
Doesn't seem very secure though.
Well, you can't put it on all the time, right? You end up staring at it.
Oh my goodness.
No pockets.
Exactly, Catherine. No pockets. This is why women's dresses all need pockets.
Yes.
Yes.
We had more pockets in the
I know the
tournament
pockets.
than we do now. It's crazy. Oh, he's so sad.
He stole it.
Yeah, see, it captures all of his face, his facial expression.
I think I'm still ahead of you guys.
We just got the dramatic turn.
Now we're at he's singing again.
Fight.
The Goblin House. He's singing again. Speaking of loincloths, oh my gosh.
You've seen what's on his chin. You don't want to see what's on his
I'm
loincloth.
gonna eat it.
I'm eating, Andrew.
I don't.
It is the Goblin Cleaver, the Biter, the blade that sliced 1,000 necks.
I have skipped forward a few seconds several times, and I'm still somehow a few seconds behind Andrew.
There we go. There's Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, that's what we just hit.
So Gandalf just
He just came in.
entered.
So that explains why they're that upset when he gets killed by the Balrog, though. Because they're like, well, there goes all of our
perfectly timed
right
rescues.
Yes.
I know he's like basically a minor god in the world, but it's just the convenience to me is like his power is not a big deal to me. It's more the convenience of like every time he shows up.
Yeah.
No, it just occurs to me that some of the most explosive magic that we ever see Gandalf do.
Yeah.
Is using Megalite. Yeah.
It's all light based.
I also appreciate that Gandalf fights with a blade. Like, I feel like a lot of mages never ever do that because they
Multi-classed.
need it. Huh? What?
That was a D&D joke.
Sorry, I've never played.
The biggest goblin there, and he's acting like the biggest baby.
Well, he's the in charge goblin. He doesn't like doing any of the dirty work.
You can't like step on anybody.
Why isn't his blade glowing?
I know they've only got Sting's blade glowing,
Which
Not even his. Well,
and even Gandalf's doesn't glow in Lord of the Rings, and it should have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thorn and Gandalf's
All three of them,
swords are
yeah.
supposed to
Right.
glow.
Yeah. So
And they don't.
Wait, Erudite, Glamdring, and Orcrist aren't in the books? I thought they were.
No, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, then that must have been in response to something else.
I think the histories of the blades aren't in the main books. Is maybe what he meant. There's so much lore with Lord of the Rings.
That's
Yeah.
why there's button sellers in the Shire.
That is some of the most cringy CGI ever. The way it falls onto his finger.
Those figures.
It like slows and then like manipulates and
I mean, I'm pretty sure they just did that scene as in this movie as a throw or a callback to Lord of the Rings. But
Absolutely.
it was less awkward in The Lord of the Rings though.
Everything's
really
less
done.
awkward in the
Yeah.
original.
There's a blue screen for
True.
Exactly. It was real then.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
and
that's
Layla's over here
the
just
Jar Jar.
sitting, stewing, enjoying these more.
Is Jar Jar is CGI, whereas Yoda is real, and Yoda is still fake in the CGI ones too.
Mm-hmm.
But he has weight when he's a puppet.
foaminess to him.
Yes, it's adorable.
Be right back. I gotta go say goodnight to my daughter.
Good.
Tell her good night and that I love her.
Good night. Oh, the massive Gandalf magic blasts aren't in the books. Yeah, I don't think he does magic hardly at all. He glows his stick when they go into Mines of Moria.
He does the little like light
Yeah.
thing in Moria, and that's about it.
Yeah, and then defeating a Balrog, but
Yeah. No big deal.
but like if he can blow like that, why doesn't he do that at like Helm's Deep when he does? He shows up at Helm's Deep. But why doesn't he do that in other places too?
These are absolutely level 1 goblins.
Yes.
Uh-huh. It's like the stormtroopers.
Yes.
And these dwarves are no longer level 1.
They've gained experience along
They've
the
been
way.
XPing. Yep.
They've They defeated
even though
trolls.
who's carrying all the XP earns has been Gandalf, who's an NPC,
Yeah.
and Frodo. Or Bilbo.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that Gandalf doesn't just use magic; that he's also a warrior. Like that's cool. I appreciate that.
He's doing a lot in this one.
Oh, foreshadowing to the barrel scene.
I gotta say, the Fellowship had it relatively easy
Yeah.
in
Yes, they did.
Moria. You know,
So as soon as the goblins show up, they ran away.
mm-hmm. Oh,
If anybody
gross.
needs a good song to listen to, by the way, the band Bloodbound has a song called Moria, which is really good.
Ooh.
Today's chip is Lay's 2-in-1.
Peaches.
Grilled charcoal grilled chicken and santum flavor. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Oh, he looks just like a little fox.
Isn't that's Peach? Isn't it? Yeah.
What?
The picture looked like a peach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that word is it Korean?
It does not taste like peaches. It's good.
You're blocking my view. Yeah,
I love peaches.
you're pretty rude, aren't you?
You know who else
It
loves
is my
peaches?
Lord and Savior,
The
Senior
President of the United States of America.
Bowser.
it.
Also,
Move into the country.
All hail Lord Buttons.
Eat a lot of peaches. That's a great song too. If you guys don't know that, you have to look that up after for sure.
I'm a kid of the 90s. Moving to the country, gonna see a lot of beaches.
Look out!
It's a good thing that dwarves are sturdy.
Yeah.
Yep. Where they do their stoutness exercises.
We got them like that.
There is also Hobbit specific. There's a cover of the Icy Fire, that song by Axel Rudy Pell, which is a million times better than the Ed Sheeran version, which made no sense for this movie.
Do it.
Wow.
Mercy stayed his hand. Is it?
I feel like Gollum would hear him or like have felt something else like that sense. Like he looks behind eventually, but
I think he could sense
Look
the
at him, he
ring.
looks so broken.
Yeah.
Should have killed him right then and there.
He hasn't been alone, quote unquote, in how long? Probably terrified. He feels so alone.
so calm, so.
But as we know, if Gollum had died here,
Right. Exactly.
he wouldn't have made it into the lava. So
I mean, Sam might have just cold clocked Frodo. We don't know.
Yeah. I would
And I
wonder if
would've
Sam would have just gone over with him.
that would have been a complete tragedy.
Yeah. All right, now they're out of the fire. They're out of the frying pan.
Right into the fire?
Into the
Into
fire.
the fire.
He's counting the kids.
Yep. Do we have everybody?
Yes.
Do you have repairs? Count off.
All right.
We're still,
Buddy system.
still a couple seconds behind.
Should never talk about people behind their backs. Right there.
Gandalf, you haven't exactly noticed that he's been missing this whole time either, to be fair.
They were a little busy. Just a little busy.
I like how he waits for the most dramatic moment to come out, too.
Right. Yeah.
At least Beaufort's happy to see him, you know?
Well, I do like here, because it's kind of still everybody doesn't know how to feel about him for the most part. And so they do, I think, a good job with portraying him slowly getting closer to the dwarves.
That was such awkward acting on Ian McKellen's part, where he's just like, it doesn't matter. Side look, he's back.
Right.
Let's go.
Let's ignore the significance of this and move past it.
God, I love Richard Armitage so much. I could just listen to Thorin with the stone cold face, just dramatically saying lines for a whole
I would listen
movie.
to an audiobook by him. For
Oh, he would kill.
He should narrate books that I read. That'd be good.
He's got those eyes.
We're all just in love with him.
Thoroughly chastised Thorin.
In the books, the wargs could talk too.
Right. Yes.
He just said Armitage has done some Agatha Christie audiobooks.
What? Which ones?
Oh.
I have to find those. I've listened to David Suchet read a couple of them. I love him doing it.
I was gonna say I'm gonna absolutely check that out too, because I did not know that.
Yeah.
Mystery.
Yeah. You might like Agatha Christie.
Didn't he act in
Armitage he's in one of them.
10? The middle? Or was that Feely?
No, Feely's in
or was in the Moonstone?
And then there were none? Yeah, Feely's in and then there were none.
none.
There's a 3-part miniseries and he's one of the main characters. Armitage I've seen in he's in North by South.
Should be glowing.
That one. Yeah. Where's all the glow?
Ryan, is everybody to start espousing why they either should have taken the Eagles or couldn't have taken the Eagles? Gotta have that discussion every time.
Oh, gosh.
They're trusting those branches a lot.
Yeah. The trees in general, like dwarves, I imagine, are very heavy for their size.
Oh yeah.
So
yes, I feel like they'd be heavy in general, and then also like all the armor and weapons and
right.
A lot of weight.
Okay, so because he captures the moth, and he does that in the other one too, right? In order to call the eagles, I wonder if that is Jackson's way of trying to explain why they don't just ask the eagles. Is he has to find a moth to send to them?
Or I wonder if the eagles can only respond to like if they're in trouble. Like it can't just be like, hopping a trolley.
Right.
Well, isn't it in The Hobbit too? It's kind of established that like the eagles themselves, they run on a strict kind of like the Fae rule of I owe you and you owe me. So favors paid. They don't owe anybody anything unless something good is done for them.
Yeah.
But still, why don't they ride them all the way from here to
Because the eagles don't feel like it. Because the eagles like the wargs talk.
Because the eagles, yeah.
You said it, but Gandalf accept this. He didn't think this through.
Yeah, why doesn't he just do the sunburst?
Don't question. That's the problem with putting stuff like that in there, though.
Yeah.
So, unrelated, but there's I filmed another video for this today. There's a black metal band called Summoning, and they're very well known in their space, and all of their stuff is about Tolkien, Lord of the Rings. But I found out they actually have an entire song in black speech.
Wow.
Which black metal in black speech was pretty nuts.
That hasn't been heard for. That hasn't been heard of in an age.
They're up a tree now.
Like, there's no way they are all fitting in that one tree. There's no way.
See there, he just made fire.
It wasn't a wise decision to do so, though.
That's true. Great fire.
Pine cone grenados.
Yeah.
There's no way this will blow up in their faces.
Never.
What's the worst that could happen?
I was going to say, and yeah, as kind of silly as this is, it's just tossing everybody grenades to chuck. I don't know. It's kind of a fun scene. That's I feel like so much in these movies, if you overthink it or sometimes think about it at all, it's really dumb. Yeah. But if you don't, it's really fun.
Yeah.
So,
100% someone in the party thinks this is a good idea and does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody save
Andrew, I think you've been playing a lot of D&D lately. Or been wanting.
I played a lot less than you think.
You were just raised by a D&D'er.
Yes. So I understand all the references.
Yeah.
And that smolder.
Yeah.
It's like Flynn Rider, but a dwarf.
I love how it just goes heroic vocalizing.
So I'm your Huckleberry.
are we seeing romantic tension between Thorin and Azog now?
If you change the music, probably.
Yeah.
Enemies to lovers.
What a shot him.
You're like, this is also kind of ridiculous, but like, how can you even care? Because this is like the walk that this is perfect.
Also, I'm gonna need a pair of Thorin's boots for winter, please.
I was gonna say those are killer boots.
How did Thorin think that was going to shake out?
Yeah.
I mean, he knows, but he's going to go out with a sword in hand and his open shield as well.
That was a
He
little
never had an open shield.
Not gonna lie.
That shield is 100%.
Shield the whole time, and I just missed it.
I guess so.
It's just a thing they added in the movies.
Okay. But that's his name, right? Thorin Oakenshield?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They just decided to make it a little bit more literal.
Did he have it earlier, though?
Last name.
It
Yeah.
turns out he got it.
Based off something cool you did.
Oh, I missed it. Okay. Missed it. Yeah, he's dead. That's not.
Dwalin is out of here. This has been a montage of Thorin falling down.
Yeah.
Why do we fall down?
Thorin Oakenshield falling down,
Mhm.
falling down.
There were a lot of grunts too.
Oh, bless Bilbo.
In black speech.
With a pocket knife.
Yeah.
It's a letter opening.
Yeah, letter.
Which is slightly bigger, give him some credit.
I mean, Bilbo is like 100% he's got the heart, but man, does he not have any of the skills.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty sure he's doing it.
He's trying anyway.
I mean,
He did
more
more
than
than
work.
did.
So
He was collecting XP from the background during that last fight.
That's right.
yeah, the pine cones.
Anybody ever remember from Pokemon, you could always equip one like low-level Pokemon with experience share?
Mhm.
That's Bilbo, yeah.
held on for a long time with a guy on his foot.
Mm-hmm.
Gandalf again.
See, why didn't Gandalf think of that? Dropping trees on him.
Because he's not Radagast.
Would
I was gonna say Radagast would have figured that. I feel like if they would have asked Radagast, he would have been able to talk the Eagles into helping.
Yes, that's true.
One of my favorite, like, non-Helm's Deep battle elements of the first trilogy is the Eagles versus the Nazgul. It's not, there's not much of it, but it's so cool.
A couple shots.
We could have used a whole lot more of that.
Yeah.
I'd watch a movie on that. And then...
There goes the shield, but where is the sword?
It's
belt
clutched very nicely next to him.
He reached for it. He couldn't reach it.
Yep.
Is it his belt now?
Or do they lose their weapons at this point? Because they lose them at some point before they go to the. They end up rearming once they're at the mountain.
No, Thorin's cairn has his sword.
Okay.
It's just it's a continuation error, I think.
Yeah.
I do love that Bilbo has seen them. Like, he's been seeing the others, like, the eagle seem to be on their side, and he still looks like he just, peed himself when that eagle comes flying at him, talons out, which is reasonable. I mean,
those
that'd be a little frightening.
Are enormous.
And then as like watching them go away is like, I am never going to catch up to them.
Yeah.
What's the point of the story, T?
They lose their weapons to mark there. Right. That's right. With the...
Oh, we're supposed to believe that the birds had such great dexterity that they scooped up the sword along with Thorin.
Ah.
Yes.
When they picked him up.
Okay.
Despite the fact that the sword was out of arm's reach.
Yes.
Oh, Thorin.
Well, I mean, in the books too, the king of the eagles has a crown. I don't think the elves made them, but like they're sentient beings.
Yeah.
So they could have chosen to take the sword.
Yeah. But yes, Erudite.
I think they realized they messed up and they just CGI'd the sword against his body to deal with any sort of issues. That 100% looks like they CG'd a sword against his body.
Yeah. I got really excited in the theaters seeing the Cairn here, the bear, because didn't know if they were going to have Beorn in the next movies or not.
Oh yeah, he's not till the next one.
Correct. That's the end of it.
Okay.
I also like how they're dropped on the tallest
I was
mountain.
gonna say.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, bye, have fun climbing down.
Yeah.
Like, this is convenient for us. We don't care if it's convenient for you.
Yeah. I mean,
So wait,
after not-
Gandalf has healing powers.
We'll go on.
to a point, yeah, because he does the same thing with somebody else in the Pippin after the Palantir.
It's basically the cantrip heal minor wounds or healing word.
Bring them
I
just above
mean,
zero.
luckily Thorin's wearing his plot armor at this point.
I need a pair of those boots.
Basically, he just got a D4's worth of HP back, just enough to wake up.
Thanks for the emotional roller coaster, dude.
That is not the book.
Oh, bro hug. Gandalf definitely gives off severe mom energy.
Hashtag boy mom.
Like when he just looked down at the hug that Thorin and Bilbo were having, he's just like, "Aw, the kids made up. That's so nice."
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so proud.
Go clean your room.
Right. Every group has a mom.
Right. He respects the dwarves a lot more than he does the hobbits, though. The hobbits, he spends the whole Lord of the Rings just treating them like kids, like they're children.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, the dwarves and the hobbits are not the same.
Right.
The dwarves have been exiled from their homes. They're battle tested. They've seen the world.
Yeah.
The hobbits, in terms of like exploration, are kids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Despite the fact that they're 50.
It's also Pippin and Merry.
Yes.
In fairness.
I love that.
He never gives Merry grief.
It's true.
That's what Merry grows up very quickly.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Pippin tries his best.
Do you think the mountain is still lonely, or does it feel better now that Smaug is there?
Why are you
like that Two Volcanoes song, right? They love it. I love you.
I love you. Foreshadowing.
And there's Bilbo jinxing everyone.
Try to be optimistic.
The worst is yet to come.
Yeah, that's a good point, T.
There's no way you'd be able to hear that bird tapping against. Not even a dog is going to hear that nonsense.
T, are you telling me I'm not an adult yet?
You're not considered an adult until 33, I believe.
As a hobbit.
Andrew, if a sandworm can hear someone walking across a desert sand, then Smaug can hear a thrush knocking a snail against a secret door.
I was so mad. So Nico took me to see this with me in theaters. He's like, he was in college, and he came back to visit, and he's like, I can stay longer if we go see this movie I want to see. And I was like, that sounds like a terrible movie. I don't want to go see it. And I was like really into it, and then it ended like this, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm so mad.
You had to wait a whole year.
I drug her to this one, and by the third one, I was less enthused, and she was dragging me. And so it was really funny, and then afterward, I got her to watch Lord of the Rings.
It's looking forever to actually get me to watch those.
I don't understand Amazon's algorithm. I have this little thing on the screen that's like, next up, Legally Blonde. And I'm like, okay.
You've been watching
because you watched The Hobbit.
Because you watched The Hobbit.
That's a good movie, but yeah, not super related.
No.
I don't think anybody is even in that who's in this. Like, at least recommend something that...
No, but you watched Dungeons and Dragons and then Hobbit, so
clearly Legally Blonde is the next option. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the next up. I mean, it's the closest thing to The Hobbit that I can think of personally.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Well, Elijah Wood.
He was in this one.
Yeah, he was in this one.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. So we'll next Friday, 7:00, we'll start what's the next one called?
Desolation.
Still jamming out to the credits music.
Yeah, and then Battle of the Five Armies is the last one. And that one I've never seen extended. So
excellent question, T.
Yeah,
you still got to do your drawing.
Which is closer to the Legally Blonde or Rings of Power.
My vote is Legally Blonde.
Oh.
True.
Is that version of Legally Blonde is starring Legolas?
Legolas Blonde.
I want to see that. Oh my gosh.
Which that kind of happened in the Three Musketeers.
I was gonna say now I want to see like a remake of this, but as Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
Like,
Anybody else gonna watch the French Three Musketeers?
I want to see it so badly.
It, yeah.
It looks so good.
So
but
bad.
It doesn't have a U.S. street date yet.
I need it. I do
too.
it. I need
Yeah,
it. We should have a movie night for that.
Yeah, the trailer looked amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should definitely have a movie night.
Or Athos. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Athos
is played by the Jade Fox, the Night Fox.
the Night Fox. Yeah, in Ocean's 12.
Yeah.
So.
Don't forget, you still got to do your drawing.
Well, everybody who's in the chat currently, I'm pretty sure owns it already. But if you would like to be entered to win a copy of Andrew's first 3 books in the Kallattian Saga, including the newest ones, that's true. Nobody has the newest one yet.
Third one yet.
Gloves of Eons in ebook and audiobook.
Yes.
So it's open worldwide. So if you want to be entered, what should their word be tonight?
Legally Blonde.
Oreo.
Enter Legally Blonde, and yeah.
Now I want to redo the Legally Blonde poster, but with Orlando Bloom.
I know. Yeah, like I still want to see that.
We know what you're doing after this.
Yes. And then you can be entered to win, so ebook, audiobook of the first 3 books in the Kallattian Saga. So including Gloves of Eons, which comes out September 28th. Thank you all for joining us.
See you next week.
We'll see you next Friday. Bye.
Peace out.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys.
So long. Goodbye.
Oh, we're going. Okay.